from? Where you from? Where you from?
If you looking for me, I'm in Dinwiddie County. Ain't nothing like them country boys.
Hey everybody, it's JB CatchinLight and I am sitting here today with Coach Mills out here in Dinwiddie County. We just want to come to talk to you guys about a few things, and obviously I am a resident of Dinwiddie County. Actually, I just moved to Chester, so I was a resident of Dinwiddie County, graduated from Dinwiddie County, and I was here. I saw Coach Mills build this thing from the ground up. Came in 05, I think it was, and here we are in 2024, and this thing has completely taken off. I mean, he sends numerous kids every year off to college. He's a great mentor, coach, leader in the county. You name it, he's all the above. So, again, just want to sit here and chop it up with you real quick for a little bit and ask you some things. What are some of the most favorite things about Dinwiddie County that you like?
Well, there's one high school in Dinwiddie, and I moved back to Virginia in 2000 from Tennessee. Took my first head coaching job at Rockbridge. It just, I liked Rockbridge. Lexington was a great place to live, but it wasn't a good fit. My boys were getting ready to start school, and this came open. And my mother-in-law lived in Powhatan, and she was pushing for it because she wanted them grandkids around here, but really wanted a one-school county where every kid that went to Dinwiddie Elementary or Sunnyside or Southside or Midway or Sutherland, they were going to eventually end up into Dinwiddie County High School, because I wanted to build a program, not just a team, and wanted to come somewhere where my boys didn't have to move around a lot. I went to 3 different high schools. I had 3 different letterman's jackets, so I understand what it means to transfer, and I didn't really want my boys going through that. So great place for them to live and kind of grow up. Both of them graduated from high school, Dinwiddie High School, when I was valedictorian, that was the biggest draw. Watched a little bit of film from a friend of mine, back in the old cassette days, and saw that they had some talent out there. They just needed to, probably be in a little bit better shape than what they were, and play a little harder and play together. And right. I knew that. I guess the best way of putting it, I knew his potential, and so it checked both those boxes. And then, I grew up in the mountains in Southwest Virginia. I mean, I'm a country boy, and I don't do well in cities. I don't like a lot of traffic. So, we live out in the DeWitt, McKinney area, and back in the woods, trees around the house. And I like the peace and quiet that I have when I go home. When you live a life like a head coach does, especially now with our program the way it is, it's pretty wild from the time you get up to the time you leave work. So to get a little peace when you go home, that's nice.
Right on.
I guess those are the 3 of the biggest reasons. After being here, the passion, our fans. I mean, and I know that's something coaches say all the time, but I mean, our fans are passionate about their county. And
they pack the home games and the away games they come up to.
Absolutely, not just pack it. I mean, they're demanding. We went 8-4 last year. If I had came in and went 8-4 in 05, it'd have been a big deal. But it was almost like, all right, we're gonna do better next year. Right. So, and that's the way I wanted it when I came here. It's important to them. It's important to their kids, and they work really hard at it. All year round. So a lot of tradition here.
That's right. And since 05, like I said, I graduated 07, so I saw you come in start to grow this thing, you've had nothing but support from not only, Dinwiddie County itself, but also the school system in allowing you to grow. Can you speak on that?
Oh, well, I mean, that's the reason I came. I mean, I got out. I drove around back here, and when I first got here, I actually had been to Dinwiddie County hunting in college with a friend of mine, Stacy Witt, that played at Emory with me. He's from Hopewell. I didn't realize I'd been to Dinwiddie County, but this was the first time I'd ever been here, and kept waiting for the town, and it never showed up. And back in 05, it wasn't a whole lot around.
Definitely a lot of growth here lately as well in the county.
Yeah, I didn't know, so got here, drove around back, looked at our press box. I knew something didn't look right. Our press box is on the 25, and came around front. I mean, I'm like, I don't know. It's like, I actually told my wife, I said, stay in the car. I said, I'm going to go in here and do this. Honestly, I didn't know. I said, I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. We'll see. Now things are a lot better now. This field house that, everybody in the community, Parker Simmons, had a huge part in making this happen. I mean, I just talked to him last night. He sponsored our first lift-a-thon, got us our first lifting rack. I mean, he's supported us for 20 years now. So I think we're getting ready to do our 20th lift-a-thon coming up in April. So, I mean, incredible support that he had. He was the Booster Club back in. I mean, he was it. And but I went in there and interviewed, and Miss Pittman, it was kind of a strange interview. There's a panel. People kept getting up and leaving, and I'm like, it's different. Never experienced that before. And then Miss Pittman started talking, and the more she talked, the more inspired and excited I got. And I literally took this job because of that lady. And I knew that, like I told him, I said, this is what I'm going to do. It's not going to make everybody happy. Mm-hmm. Some people are going to get upset. And but don't hire me if you expect me to do something different than what I've laid out here in front of you. And she supported me. I mean, she brought me in a couple of times. She said, you sure you want, Miss Pittman, you sure you want to do that? And I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she backed me the whole way and has ever since I've been here. She's the reason I came, the reason I stayed. And she, I can still remember her, something happened one time with our meals, and she got our meal. She came in there and was serving our meal. I mean, and, we were getting beat like we did a lot that first year, and I hear somebody down on the sideline slapping them on the back and getting them fired up. And that was Miss Pittman. I mean, you don't find a lot of principals that are that passionate about success, and not just for football, for everything. Right. I mean, she's a great human
being.
Dinwiddie icon. She's an incredible human being.
That's right.
Every kid, athlete or not, but absolutely, they've certainly supported me. She got me that first staff that turned out to be, a rock star staff. Yeah. I mean, you got Buzz Edwards, who became a head coach up in Ohio. You got Adam Fisher, who is now a head principal or something out in Idaho or Iowa or something. I mean, you got Archie Torres, who is our AD now, and got Coach Davis and Jim Henderson. It's a head coach at Monacan, and helped me put that staff together. And that's not easy to do because we found in the last 4 or 5 years, it's just getting a teaching position and getting everybody on board and this, that, and the other. So she did all that, and we went. I mean, they were 5-35 when I got here. People think a lot of people, especially the new parents, they're like, oh, I thought y'all were always good, but no.
No.
5-35 first year. We went 1-9, and we probably shouldn't have won that one. Some really solid seniors that stuck with us. Yeah. Adam Dixon and Moosey Golson, and I'm gonna leave somebody out, but we only had like 4. I think one of them was kicker, and 4 seniors that stuck with it, and a bunch of youngins. Adam Morgan, Nick Watts, Jarrell White.
All of those names ring a bell, man.
Bunch of freshmen just going out there and just getting punched in the mouth. And
you can't forget Daquan Coles.
Daquan Coles, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's ton of them. Wilkie Cox.
That's right.
Bunch of guys that just went out there and, Jimmy Simmons, Waggy, Brandon Thomas,
Keith Abbey,
the Abbey brothers. Yeah,
that's right, man. I love them.
Legends. That just went out there and got pummeled, and then came back in January and went to work and are in the weight room and hear me. I remember when I came here, people, said, "What is the expectations?" I said, "To win a state championship."
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had a lady in church when I said it, like she patted me on the back. She's like, "Bless his heart, he's done lost his mind." But that was the mindset.
That's right.
I can remember having a coaches meeting and we were going down the schedule, and bless, I love them. They didn't know any better, but they're going down and telling me why we were going to get beat by this team and that team, and that's not me. I believe if you spot the ball and we go to work. I don't care if you got 8,000 students. We got a chance, and we've got a since I've been here. We have a winning record by a lot.
Right.
Over every Central District team that they went down that list told me we couldn't beat.
Yeah.
I think Thomas Dale, I think, is the closest. I think we're like 18 or like 15 and 12 or something like that. But it's just
just to think back on those people we were just mentioning back in 05, 06, 07. Little did they know, along with yourself, that they'd be creating this legendary, team atmosphere, culture. That's a good one. Culture that they built with you, that just snowballed into, again, something that's absolutely amazing. Also, if you didn't get goosebumps when you're talking about stuff back then, and you just missed a great time, because the thing went, like he said, from a losing record to a state championship, I think within 4 years of coming. Mm-hmm. I think, what was it, 08 or 07? No, 08 or 09, I think.
Like those guys went to work, and they didn't really have a light at the end of the tunnel. I tell them, you keep doing this, you're going to win, but it hadn't happened before. You had to have a catalyst. I know people hadn't. I tell this at clinics, and they look at me. They don't watch movies I've seen, but Bad News Bears. Mm-hmm. The shortstopper, the second baseman, the one that was like short and snotty nose, and he just got in a fight every day. And that was Adam Morgan. It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
That's right.
It didn't matter what the score was. He's a fighter, and he's going to fight to the end. And it took catalysts like those guys, and like Jimmy and Waggy and Abby, that like, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to listen to this guy. We're going to go to work. Our motto: find a way, work hard, good things happen. And that next year, we went out and won 3 games, but we were in a bunch of them.
Yeah. So
they could see, okay, a little something to this, and
slowly
then
starting to go, right?
Just a matter of catching up in the weight room and getting fully staffed, and then 07 we won the district. We were 9-1. I think we were co-champions. Mm-hmm. Our first district championship. We were 9-0 going into Meadowbrook, and that was painful, but that was a milestone. We ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs. Went 9-2, and the next year we go 12-2, lose to Phoebus in the state championship. Mm-hmm. We're getting closer and closer. 2010, we go first undefeated season. We go 12-1, lose to Phoebus in the semis, and then 13 we knocked the door down and went 15-0 and won the state championship, and got back to it in 16, runner up again, and then 22 we won it. So that's the expectation. That's the expectation every year. I got great coaches, great leaders, and they know the mission. We want to we want to put the best product we can out there. We want them to play for each other, to be men of character that play for their teammates and play for this program. And I mean that's, I feel like that's been the mold that's kind of got it done. And you know, putting kids into school. You mentioned Daquan, picture up on the wall. He was our first signee, signed with the Citadel. And you know, I can remember when I first got here, because I came from Rockbridge. I had 3 All-Americans at Rockbridge, 2 that went to UVA, and I got here. They wasn't I got a phone call from a secretary. Wasn't even a coach.
Right.
She's like, Coach wants to know if you have any players. And I'm like, wow. But now, I mean, if you'd have came through in January, February, I mean, we've had every college you can imagine come through here.
That's
of course,
right.
You know, we have the top running back in the nation, in my opinion, if not, you know,
Absolutely.
one of them. You know, you got USC flying in here. You got every school you can imagine coming here, and they're seeing all of our guys. And I think we put, the last count, close to 150 kids in the college. And
That's
when
amazing.
you put kids into college, and you know, I know we tell our players that where you decide to go to school is going to determine a lot in your life, and who you marry, where you live, you know, and a lot of success stories out there. Not all of them are, you know, but you got Sam Haskins that's a producer now. You know, you got Bradley Johnson that's, you know, he's a vice president of, I think, UPS. I mean, you got, you know, Corey Marshall owns his own business. You got Sticks. You got KJ that is the big broker. You got Adam, who
Financial management.
financial management.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, he owns his own company.
That's right.
That's incredible. I mean,
That's right.
that's my thing. It's what I told him. You know, I told
Yeah.
the wins are where those guys end up. You know, after football, 5 years from now,
That's
10
right.
years from now. You know, and you got some wins, you got some losses. Love them all. And I've had some come back and say, hey, you know, I got off track there for a while, but hey, getting back where I need to be. So they're all my kids. They're all my sons. I love them all, and you know.
I think you've built something here that speaks highly on the family, the culture, the commitment of excellence. All of those things speak to me when I think about Dinwiddie football. And like you were just talking about where these young men end up, I think you provide that bridge to so many young kids that don't have the opportunity. They just got to come here. They got to believe in the program, listen to you, listen to the other coaches, and then they pave their way to their own future, because like what you have set up here opens the door for them in so many ways. And I'm a true believer of that. Every time, I believe about a month ago, I was at the sauna at the gym at Chester, and this guy, I have no clue who he is. He's talking about Dinwiddie football and how it's become this great thing in the last 10 years. And I'm like, it's been great for 20 years now, you know? And it's just awesome to hear and know that, like, you know, this is where I came from. And I just want to say again, like, you have built something that's absolutely amazing. I hope it continues. I know it will continue. I hope you never leave Dinwiddie. I hope you I am happy that you got in that interview and didn't get back in the car with your wife and pull off really quickly. I know I speak for thousands and thousands of people over the last, I think, what'd you say, it's 20 years you're coming up on, so the last 18 years.
20th season, yeah.
And thankfully also you did not end up in Powhatan. You came out here to Dinwiddie and stuck it out here, you know. But yeah, man, if you had only three words, you could think about it for a second, but 3 words to describe Dinwiddie football and culture, what would those 3 words be?
We win together. I mean, you know, if you ask my starting quarterback, who's one of the top running backs in the nation, and you know, been Player of the Year twice, multiple times, you know, state Player of the Year. If you ask him what's the most important stat that he has, he's going to say win. You know, that's the only one that matters. And putting all the egos aside, You know, we say it's not about you, stay on the mission.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I love the way our people, it's not me, you know, the way we all kind of roll up our sleeves and go to work and do what's needed done to help these guys get successful. I mean, they all want to be successful. They all want to run through the banner. They all want to be a part of the show. But, you know, sometimes the path to get there, they don't realize is going to be as difficult as it is. Mm-hmm. And they're not used to, in this day and age, of being told the truth a lot.
Right.
You know,
that's
and
true.
We're brutally
So
honest. We're brutally honest. And, you know, we tell them where they are. We tell them what they need to do to get there, and then we push them to get there. You know, but it's up to them to do it. There's nothing given here. It's all earned. And you know, that's been something that's always been important to me. You know, I don't see how you play together as a team if you're looking at the guy beside of you and know that he hasn't put the work in you put in. So that's been the hallmark for day one, you know, that what we want to be about. And, you know, that's where we are now. And like I said, you know, we've had success all through every level. You know, I try to be at every Little League game that I can get to, you know, and not to tell the coaches anything. You know, I got great youth coaches. I mean, Steve Beasley won the Super Bowl. The Slades, you know, who brought these guys up through Little League and through JV and middle school, and you know, we got into the CQL, and you know, we beefed up the competition, and then they rose to it. You know, we ended up winning the Super Bowl last year. I think Chucky, Shaman Golson and Sean Golson, who coached the juniors, won the first one. And then we had one last year, year before last, and the runner-up. I mean, the success in our program goes deep. And,
right.
I mean, if your son plays football at Dinwiddie, he's going to get quality coaching. He's going to get pushed hard. He's going to get told the truth. And if he starts as a senior, he's going to have an opportunity to play at the next level.
Absolutely.
At some point, I mean, I know the national average is pretty low, but, you know, we have almost 70% of our graduating seniors have the opportunity to play at a college football team.
That's crazy good numbers. Absolutely amazing.
And, you know, I played, not all of them are Division I.
Yeah.
I mean,
either way,
everybody's body size is different, but
right.
I mean, Division III is division. I mean, I played Division III football, and it was tough. It's tough football, you know. And getting a chance to play it all is huge. And you know, we had Savon, who's at Coastal Carolina right now, doing well, and you know, we got Raphael that signed with Virginia Union. He had several offers, and you know, we got a few more that are some of you know, Damari Phillips and. Khalil Parham, who are going to have opportunities. And, you know, we didn't have a whole lot of seniors, but the ones that finished, you know, and continued success. I mean, we went 15-0. We lost 7 starters off our offense. We averaged 50 points a game in 22. We averaged 49 last year. I mean, they just, you know, they all we're getting to that point where it's who's next. You know, who's the next guy to step up? Who's next in line, next man up. And you know, my philosophy is you never done growing. So, you know, we're always pushing to be better. Me and a couple of my coaches are headed to the clinic tomorrow to learn football.
That's right.
You know, so, I mean, we're trying to get our kids the best we can. So, I mean, if you play football in this county, those are the opportunities that are going to be in front of you. You know, so I mean,
so like you were just saying as well, like success runs deep. So if you're a young student athlete anywhere from middle school and up, or even before middle school, like Dinwiddie County is a great place to be, not only to live, but the program here and baseball and basketball are also great. I think basketball going to the championship. Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Incredible game. Coach Love is has came in and just did what he said he was going to do.
That's right.
Some of the best defense I've seen Dinwiddie basketball play last night. Got a chance. I watched it on my. Thankful to Miss Johnson out there, whoever live feeded that. So I was watching it on Facebook here in my office. I mean, incredible game. Really proud of those guys. I know they've worked really hard to get to where they're at. And I mean, not just football. I mean, every sport.
Right.
We got some talented athletes. Shout out to Emma Brown, number 37, 39 soccer player in the nation. She's in my strength training class. I'm gonna take full credit for her success. No, just kidding. But this is a great place. Yeah. Great place to be. That's right. If you want to be a part of a team, and to me that's where some of my funnest times coaching have been. Those teams that are they're tuned in, they're locked in. There are no egos. They just want to win. And those teams by not by coincidence put banners on the walls. So I mean, you're not. I mean, a culture is the culture, though. I mean, you're not going to fit in if you come in here and you're about yourself.
That's right.
And you ain't willing to work for it. You're going to stand out. And nowadays, I'm not even going to have a chance to talk to them. Man, our team will look at that and they'll try to help those guys out. It's nothing to see my older guys in here with the 6th and 7th graders, trying to teach them the technique, and that's good because I don't have the same energy I had at 55 that I had at 33. So, but I love it. Love coaching. Love football. I don't know. I guess. That's the thing now. They want everybody to retire. I'm not going to retire.
That's good for Dinwiddie.
I love football. And it's still, I still coach positions. I still coach quarterbacks. I still coach the inside linebackers. We're on dead period right now, and it's driving me crazy. But, we're in here at quarterback school, and I tell them, I'm not that excited at 6 a.m. for anything else. I tell you that. But, just watching those guys go from where they are to where they end up, I mean, that's the joy in coaching with me.
That's right.
And, so as long as I can still feel that way about it and good Lord lets me wake up every morning, I'm going to be coaching football.
That's right. That's right. Well, look, I am not going to take too much more of your time. I want to thank you for sitting down with me, Coach Mills. It's been a blessing. And before I let you go, I do want to go back to Miss Pittman. She also is clutch in the county. If you've never met her, catch her at one of the football games, basketball games, baseball games, wherever. She is a wonderful lady. I absolutely love her myself. And like he said before, she's a partner in this whole thing in Dinwiddie County, not only for football, but for everything in Dinwiddie County. So,
love to watch her on this.
Maybe I get her
next.
Love
to watch her on
Miss Pittman,
this.
You're up next, right? Yeah, man, I think
I got tickled.
Much.
I drove through town a few years ago, and there was a vote for Miss Pittman for school board. I said, Miss Pittman, ain't nobody going to run against you.
They already know, right?
I mean, and wouldn't want her to. Like she's got a true heart for this county and these kids.
That's right. I agree. So. Again, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Mills.
No, thank you. So Thanks to you.
Yes,
Anytime.
Sir. Where you from?